Hello everybody. This is Mjolnir Man, Mjolnir Chat episode 3. I was just gonna make a very long video about this, but 13 minutes in, I had realized that my freaking hang on now. Why can I not hear myself? Why is this always a persistent issue? Oh, is that why? Is that why I can't hear myself? Okay. Well, sorry to bore you with that. Okay, so I was going to make a very long video about this, but about 13 minutes in, I noticed that my webcam mic was set to stereo mix, so it didn't pick up any of the audio. So I know it's been a while since my last upload, and I do apologize. We still have the mustache. We started vaping again. Big no-no. I'm sorry. Sue me, whatever. But I wanted to give you guys a little something because I'm going to be gone over the weekend anyway. So I wanted to talk about something that's been kind of sparking in the past. I think it's like the past week now. Now Styx Hexenhammer was the one that seemed to spearhead this, right? And basically, he's gone on saying that I'm no longer debating BreadTube, which whatever, fine. But it's very inconsistent, right? Because these people like Sargon of Akkad, Styx Hexenhammer 666, they all spearheaded like the counterculture right wing of the internet. And their whole platform, one of their talking points, one of their biggest talking points was that, you know, the left wing doesn't want to engage in debates with us, and they're refusing to even listen to us. And all we want to do is exchange ideas in an open discourse type setting. It doesn't even necessarily need to be a debate, right? It just needs to be a chill, relaxed, laid back conversation. Now, to go from that, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, to present day, where you're basically becoming the same thing that you've disavowed previously, it's a little hypocritical, right? So, in my mind, and even that was said by Styx himself several times in 2016. Oh, the left's gotten too comfortable, and they're the dominant, moral force and social force within the United States, culturally speaking. So they don't need to feel like they're doing anything to anyone. They don't need to do anything to anyone. They don't need to debate right wingers or anything, right? And they posture themselves as the underdogs in this never-ending uphill battle against this evil social justice issue and cultural Marxism and all that good stuff, right? Well, it's funny because that's right out of his playbook. And now he's doing the same thing that he accused his political enemies of doing 4 and 5 years ago. It just doesn't make sense. Now, my issue also lies with especially Styx Hexenhammer, is that the guy doesn't even follow through on debates in the first place. Over half the time, at least 3/4 of the time, this guy is rescheduling, backing out, and then giving some shit excuse as to why he's not doing it and he's not following through with it anymore. And it makes absolutely no sense because the guy's got a good draw. The guy, at the time seemed reasonably intelligent to hold his own in a debate. Now, I understand debates can kind of be jarring. You got to take notes of what the person's saying, provide precise counter arguments, be on point with your rhetoric skills. But at the same time, it's like, if you can't do that, just say you're not able to do that. Don't sit around and threaten like left-wing people, even Destiny, who I would consider more right-wing than myself. He's threatening like, I would love to debate you. And this was 2 years ago for reference. Just look up Destiny, the streamer, and another skeptic 5v1. Or if you just type in Styx Hexenhammer 666 debate, right? This is how I found out about Destiny. Because And all the time that I've watched Sticks for a decade almost before I kind of was like, okay, I don't agree with this guy anymore. And he was so toxic to me to watch that at the time that I was like parroting his views, right? Back last August, I was like, I wonder if this guy's been in any debates. Now, I knew he was on the Drunken Peasants before, and that's all fine and dandy. But then I saw this Destiny debate, and the guy concocted some conspiracy theory before they even debated that he was trying to release the snippet of a video from a video he made in 2014, actively engaging in Holocaust revisionism and Holocaust denial in some aspects. It's like, why are you going to point the finger at someone like Destiny for simply asking questions about your obvious, anti-Semitic viewpoints that you're cleverly disguising as, I'm just a libertarian who questions everything. You can't have both. Right? So you get to the debate, he's already concocted this fake conspiracy theory against Destiny, and he goes in with 4 other like-minded individuals, and on top of that, the guy is like piss drunk. You know, and you just got to sit back and think, like, man, I used to look up to this guy as a very intelligent, well-balanced person. I get it. I was an alcoholic too, and I know he's come out and said he had terrible problems with alcoholism. I get it. But if I was gonna, like, I did it with people streams before, and I got drunk in them, and that's a shame on me, and I made a total ass of myself. But the fact is like, if I was gonna like debate Destiny, and there's thousands of people tuning in, the last thing I would be grabbing for is a fucking drink, And it really just, I started losing rapid respect. I already didn't like the guy's rhetoric at the time. But I think the single biggest issue I have with this is like the guy is just totally flip-flop on his position, which he's always postured himself as this guy. I'm not a reactionary. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And he turns around, and before you know it, the guy's being a reactionary. I won't debate the left. They always call me a Nazi. Well, probably because you make freaking Holocaust revisionist videos and you take them down soon after. Or you have videos where you put a dog whistle in and you have to take it down once it gets a certain amount of attention. And I know why. I'll tell you why. You're sitting there as an organically grown channel, and if you rose and thrusted yourself into this prominent position in right-wing politics on an underground scale on YouTube, what, this guy's bolstering what, like 750,000 subscribers now? And you sit there and you make these things in your videos, and you say these things, and you go back months, years later and delete them. They never existed. Isn't that pretty self-evident to anybody that would even question, right? If you were a neo-Nazi. Back in August, right? I made a video that got taken down where I discussed Holocaust revisionism. And I used his point in one of his old videos discussing how Zyklon B wasn't killing people. It wasn't used to kill people. That's a myth. And I destroyed it. But he's the one I heard that first from, was, Zyklon B was just simply a simple delousing agent. I'll have to give him some credit, though, right? I think Sticks is doing a better job covering his own ass and covering his tracks than someone like Sargon, who kind of came out in support and was saying, like, yeah, I won't do it either because those freaking SJW center-left individuals. It's like, just give me a break. Beat it, dude. This guy goes to public speaking events and he's so like crypto fascist and neo-Nazi. It's too fucking stupid to even realize that. Like, it's a sad state of affairs. It's really a sad state of affairs. My big issue with this, my big gripe again, here we are, the new left wing on the internet. We want to debate people. Now, we found ourselves in the same position that they said they were in back in 2015 and 2016. And now they've become the established SJW left-esque type of position that they hated. The moralists, and they won't debate anybody. So I don't care anybody says it's from that time period. They are not consistent in their views. And at this point, is this any different? I'm not going to say you're a propagandist, but all you guys seem to do is meander on about how bad the left is, and you don't even attack the positions half the time. Aside from Sticks saying every now and again, like, there's no such thing as libertarian socialist, which is untrue. It's not an oxymoron. Libertarian used to be a term for people on the left side of the spectrum. It got mutated into some weird laissez-faire, extreme capitalist political philosophy sometime around the turn of the century, right? When the term came here to the United States. And now it's turned into laissez-faire capitalism when it used to mean, socialist. So you can't make that video. It's historically inaccurate. Maybe in colloquial terms, to the time period we're presently in, maybe it might come off as an oxymoron. But I can assure you, those people are hearkening back to the original usage of the term. Again, a quick little, probably 15-minute Google search before you even make a video like that. Oh, maybe it's not a good idea to make that video then. So I got a Vacad over here more focused on me hate blue-haired feminist, me hate Muslims. I'll go to public speaking events. So, that's what Sargon does, and he goes and rattles these facts off about how bad the Muslims are and how so much percentage, an overwhelming percentage of the Muslim world is against America. What do you expect? America's been terrorizing the Middle East for, since I was pretty much in preschool. I'm 23 years old now. Even before that, they were still dithering around in the region. That's almost 30 goddamn years. Yeah, there's bound to be some anti-American sentiment rise up from their area of the world. It just makes sense, These people are just absurd. I don't know. I know there's 3 people watching. Anybody want to ask any questions, contribute to the conversation anyway? I'll be on the lookout for that if you want to get those fingers flying. But yeah, it's weird. I'm at a weird position watching these people like Sticks. Like, I watched that guy for hours. I watched hours of that guy's content. And it's just weird. Like, heavily looked up to this guy, and then I was like, this guy's an idiot. Sargon, I used to watch his videos a lot too. Well, that's another thing to talk about too. Is SJWs are bad, which I would disagree. I think SJWs are a good force in the world. You just happen to cherry pick the most brash and ill-equipped examples you can find to support your narrative. That's another thing too. It's like, go back. I'm gonna make a video about this, and I've been writing a script for it for a long time. I'm gonna go back and look at the Big Red footage, because in retrospect, and this was inspired by a Knowing Better video, but at the same time, I feel like I can expand on it. Big Red, the meme, Chanty Binks. I like to refer to her as Chanty Binks because I feel like, Big Red's a little disparaging, right? That's the meme name, not the government name or whatever. Excuse me. You go back and watch the actual video, she would say a lot. She's saying a lot of stuff that's pretty much in line, I think, with what a lot of MRAs wanted at the time. But the edited version of the video is the one that took off, right? It wasn't the actual full clip, of course. The one that spawned the whole meme and everything was a men's rights movement account that chopped the video in such a way that it just made her look like a crazy woman yelling at people and was such an ideologue. And sure, I disagree with Chanty Binks on a lot of stuff, but what she was saying there, it wasn't too different from what the MRAs wanted at the time. And these people, on the right, turned her into a meme and a bunch of unwarranted death threats and wishing that she'd die, or some rather other perverse and disgusting comments I don't even think I can say on YouTube anymore with these new community guidelines rules. But yeah, it's just it's sad. It is sad. Especially now I've like woken up from that matrix, right? We were all like libertarians at the time, and then we decided like, okay, we're going down this sort of weird crypto fascist rabbit hole. And I jumped out. When I was a libertarian, I never joined the libertarian movement to become a bigoted right winger in a few years' time. I thought I was always going to be a libertarian when I was a libertarian, but that just didn't pan out because it was incompatible with my thoughts at the time. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got to say on the soul issue. I'm just gonna look around for a little bit. Oh, interesting. I guess there's an N-word controversy with Blair White. I like opened Twitter up for the first time in a month, and that's the first thing I'm greeted with. Yeah. Guess we can also talk about Corona, right? Since I've been back to work in my physical location for my job, my life's changed. I pretty much have to wear a mask all day, which I don't have a problem with, but some of these people are just such crybabies about that, You can't make me wear a mask. It's like, I've been seeing a lot of good rhetoric against this lately. It's like your rights aren't being trampled, you're just being inconvenienced. And it's an inconvenience you shouldn't have a problem being inconvenienced with, because I feel like decent people should not have to, say like, well, it's survival of the fittest, It's like people should have other people's interests at heart. I don't know. I don't really feel like talking about much more. I just wanted to get this off my chest. So I will say that this is probably the last video I will make for this week. I'm going to be out of state for the weekend, and I won't return until probably late or Memorial Day. So I definitely won't be making a video then, but I'm gearing up to start getting back into the speed of things. Probably sometime next week, or even probably the beginning of next month. I've got a lot of scripts written since I was at home for 2 months, so videos I'd like to execute soon. I think you guys will like them. Anyways, that's about it for now. And yeah, until next time, everybody.